Welcome back to the channel, guys. I figured I'd do this while I have two vehicles available to me because the wife's away. We are putting a very, very light smoke on the third brake light and the tails. I got this idea from Ryan Mayer, who also has a YouTube channel. Excellent content, 4th Gen Ram 2500 content. And I'm using VHT nightshades. This information will be in the video description. As well as, I'm going to probably put one more coat on this because you can see it doesn't even look tinted at all. I just want one more coat. I think is going to make it perfect for my liking. Then I'm going to put some VHT Quick Coat Clear on top of that just to seal it in, protect it. It's cold out here in southeastern PA. I have a window open. I suggested doing this in warmer weather because you want to have proper ventilation when you're doing this. So, but hey, you do things to get things done. May not be the right way to do it, but you want to get it done, and this is the time to do it for me with having an extra vehicle so I can have these out of my truck for 48 hours. You also saw when I brought them in, I made sure I got them up to room temperature, actually, you know, very warm. They're nice and toasty and warm. Cleaned them off. I didn't show you, but I actually wiped them down with alcohol after that. Then I cleaned them one more time just to make sure I got anything that was on the tail lenses off of them. Want to make sure I'm not sealing that into the tail light. Want to get them as clean as possible before you apply this nightshade coating. You may notice when I was removing them, because it's so cold outside, the actual harness that mounts into the back of the tail light, they both snapped. Both of them snapped on me. So I mean, it's not really a big deal. It's just, you know, things you have to deal with in colder climates when you don't have a garage. One day, guys, one day I will have a garage. I promise you. Well, for my own sanity, I need a garage, not just for all you, but for me too. For me too, guys. Very cool DIY project, guys, that you can do at home. And thank you, Ryan, for the idea, because I wanted to do it, but I didn't want to pay someone to do it. Then I had the issue of, you know, I had to have my truck or take the taillights and third brake light out of the truck. This is actually an extra third brake light that I had taken out of one of my previous trucks that I put a Recon third brake light in. So that's an extra, but we're going to let this dry. I'm going to put another coat on it, and then we are going to clear them. And then tomorrow, I'm going to put them back in the truck. Hopefully it looks, I mean, it sort of looks sort of slimy right now. I mean, it's been setting for about 25 minutes, but definitely has a nice smoke to it. I'm going to get it just a little bit more darker, but very cool. Alright guys, I'm getting ready to apply my second coat. Let that set up. That might be it, guys. 2 coats might be plenty. I'm gonna let that sit for about 15-20 minutes. Actually, I'm gonna let this coat sit for about 40 minutes, and then I'm gonna put clear on it. I just want to see what it looks like when it sets. But I'm pretty happy with that smoke right there. It's perfect. We're all dry now, and I just realized I'm reviewing this can of VHT Quick Coat. It says for metal, fiberglass, and wood. It doesn't say anything about plastic. So I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is test this out on a third brake light because I have the one still in the truck. I'm going to test this Quick Coat on that and see how it turns out. I'm taking a little gamble. Worst comes to worst, I just have to take the third brake light out of the truck and start the process over with that one. But you know, it's a brand new can. I don't want to waste it if it's going to work. I mean, it's made by VHT. It's Quick Coat. It's a clear coat, but I don't know. We're going to give her a shot though. See how things work out. They say with clear coats, you want to put them on pretty thick. You just don't want it running. A couple more passes here. I'm gonna let that set and see how it looks in about 40 minutes. I don't know. I don't know, guys. We'll see how it looks when it dries. I mean, it looks, well, it's definitely tacky right now, but I don't know. We'll see what it looks like in about 40 minutes. It's still 20 degrees outside and I have the windows open. I relocated the third brake light to the fireplace where it's nice and toasty. So we'll get her all nice and warm and hopefully it works out in our favor. The verdict's in. I am happy. The clear worked. It's nice and glossy and shiny. And I'm gonna go ahead and put a clear coat on the taillights and bake them in the fireplace. I'm happy with that. Alright, just like the premises of the channel, we're always learning as we go, guys. We're always learning. Girl Scout cookie box being put to good use. Elevating the light from the flat surface so I can get to the edges. Actually, boom, right there. So, thanks Heddy. You're not here and you're still helping me. I love you. Hope you're having a good time. Okay, I'm gonna put this one by the fireplace. Putting this on kind of thick, so I'm thinking one coat of clear is gonna be fine. We got them toasty, heating them all up. I would say, I would give us a A- so far. This is a very easy DIY job that you guys can do at home. I know some guys bake them in the oven or what have you. I didn't go super dark. I just put 2 very light coats to give that smoked appearance. And then we just put a thick coat of clear on there. And so far I'm happy. Still has a glossy look, glossy finish to it. So we're not going to be throwing these in the oven. I'm just going to let them sit here and be warm. Be warm for the night. Don't you get any ideas. You're not in trouble. You're not in trouble. But don't get any ideas. You hear me? I'll give you a treat if you don't touch them. I'll give you a treat. You hear me? Treat. If you do not go near that. Promise? Good girl. Good girl. That's a handshake. You can't break the promise now. You hear me? You hear me? It's been about an hour and I am very happy with the results. Say thumbs up. Very easy to do. The only thing you want to make note of when you're doing your third brake light and you're spraying, I got a little bit of the nightshade on the inside of the lens, which you can barely see. Very hard to tell, and I'm not really too concerned about it. So, but I have another one. If I want to fix it down the road, I will, but I mean, it's a little dusty in here, but that's not dust in it. If I wipe that off, it'll come off. Other than that, it's perfect. Sat for 24 hours overnight by the fireplace, and I'm, again, like I said earlier, I'm very happy with the results. It's just a very, very mild smoke to it. Only thing you're gonna need a multi-purpose cleaner, which we used. After I cleaned it with the multi-purpose cleaner to get all the grime and stuff from the salt roads off of it, I end up using, it's not here, but alcohol wipes on it. Then I took some regular glass cleaner, nothing crazy, wiped them all down, make sure I got everything off of them. And then we used a very, very light coat of VHT nightshades. Let that sit for about, 15, 25 minutes. And then we put another coat, and that was a little heavier, but we made sure everything was completely covered. Only 2 coats of that. And then let that sit for about 45 minutes, and we popped on this VHT quick coat, which is a clear. and it leaves like a glossy finish. I'm very happy with it. And we put this on a little bit thicker and let it sit overnight. And again, like I want to make note is, when you're doing your third brake light, just make sure you're not spraying inside there. Another thing that you guys might want to consider as well is if you have really poor light output from your reverse lights, like these Rams do have, you might want to tape this off. You know, I went really light, and I'm not recommending you guys go dark because you want people to see you braking and reversing and using your turn signals. But if you go darker for off-road use, I would recommend taping this off and painting around it. You can get painter's tape, get a little X-Acto knife and go around this, you know, rectangle. I actually have these awesome 1000 lumen reverse light bulbs from Headlight Revolution, and there's a discount code for those guys in my video descriptions, all my video descriptions, long-time supporter of the channel. These things are awesome. I don't know what I would do without them. We're going to reinstall these into the taillights, and then we're going to reinstall them back into the truck. And then we're done. I am no body and paint guy. Believe you me, I am no body and paint guy. But I think I did a pretty good job for doing this myself. There was a lot of imperfections in the taillights. I would suggest maybe wet sanding them first, then painting them, and then going through the whole process and wet sanding them again. But my taillights weren't that bad. I had a little bit, but I just ended up going over it, and I don't even see it anymore. Actually, I think this sort of helped the situation. So yeah, I'm content. I'm happy. I mentioned earlier, guys, when I broke the little bracket, that right there, there's a little tab that locks the plug to your brake light housing. It snapped because it was so cold. I pushed this pin, because that's normally what we do. You push this pin out to unlock it, and then you would press down, and it should slide out in a perfect world, but it was not doing that. So I'm gonna lock that pin. I'll try to lock the pin again. There we go. So it's locked back into place. It is what it is. What are you going to do? Both sides broke. It's cold out, guys. It's cold. Before I tighten down everything, what I want to do is I want to make sure the reverse lights work, because I believe that you can reverse the polarity on them and they will not function. So why not a cold start? 20 degrees, guys. Enjoy. Love it. Woo! I just wanted a light smoke. I almost think I could have went a little bit darker. Well, yeah, I definitely could have went a little bit darker. I think if I would have did one more coat, that would have made it perfect. So my second coat probably could have been a little bit more thicker. Live and learn now. But I like it. It's just, I just wanted a little bit of a tint, so you know, you can see a little bit of a difference, but I probably could have went a little bit darker. It's a lot darker in the house under the fluorescent lighting until you got outside. There's a big difference. It doesn't look that bad at all. It doesn't look dark at all. But I don't know. Live and learn. I mean, they're not smoked out like the ones on my mirrors that Mark did. That would be really dark. That's too dark. But yeah, again, that's the goal I was looking for. Now with this guy, you want to be really careful when you're reinstalling this, because you do not, and I repeat, you do not want to crack the plastic. There you go. We're just going to swap the bulbs out real quick. So I got the bulbs swapped over, and one thing I noticed right away, and I know the 4th Gen Rams had an issue with this seal leaking. That's got me concerned, because this seal is completely different and it's much thicker. And this sort of looks like it's jacked up. I don't know, man. I think I'm going to put it in for now, but I think I'm going to end up tinting this one and putting this one back in to replace it, because I do not want anything leaking into my cab. Yeah, this seal, I mean, I know they had an issue with those in the past, but you can see how they improved the seal. It's got like a nice smooth, non-coarse, flat bottom. But this one, I don't know, that's really cheap. Luckily I have plenty of paint left over to do the 3rd brake light, so it's no big deal. There are pins that you have to get. There you go. There you go. There are 2 pins, right? There's one there. There's one there. You have to get lined up into the cab. I'm just gonna snug this, and I'll put them in the rest of the way, hand tight. Like I said, you don't want to kill these because you'll crack the plastic. But you also want to make sure they're nice and tight too, because you don't want it leaking. Shutter Undercover Ultra Flex Mini Beast. Beastette. We still haven't decided on the name on her yet, guys, but soon. These are gonna go to the body shop because they're all jacked up. Because the paint started peeling off and it was all chipped up. I mean, from the front tires hitting them. These are the rears. Repaint it, let that set for a while, and then I'm gonna get expel. I'm gonna see if I can get someone to expel at least the front half of the rear flares. So if you know anyone good in the area, southeastern Pennsylvania, that can do that for me, I'll even drop them off. They can do it at their leisure, or if they want, we can figure it out. We'll do a video. I don't know, but I'm curious to see if there is someone out there that can do that locally on these flares, because it costs a lot of money to get them paint matched, and for them to get destroyed in less than 6 months, I'm pretty upset about it. But you'll have this when you're rolling big tires. Guys, let me know what you think. What do you guys think? Did I do a good job? Should I put it darker? Should I just, it's perfect the way it is. Now I see it out in the light. I think at night it's gonna be perfect. I think it's the perfect shade, just a little bit smoked, nothing too crazy. But it's cold out here. Let me get in the truck. Neighbors probably think I'm crazy. I was driving the truck back and forth up and down the road with the camera, trying to get the camera underneath the truck, get some shots of that. Need a GoPro for that. Not going back in the house to get a GoPro though. Just got back from running some errands. Let's do one final comparison. One final. Tinted. That's not tinted. See, there is a, it's like a very, very light, mild tint. It's perfect. That's actually exactly what I was looking for. I mean, I wouldn't mind if it was a little bit darker, but that's perfect. That's perfect. I'm content. Very content. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you're stopping by for the first time, make sure you tap, smash, do something to that subscribe bell, tap that notification bell. Make sure you check out RarenBeastProjects.com, Beast Synthetics for your Amsel. Love you guys. I'll see you in the next upload.